I don't know whether to laugh or cry. The silly bitch has made a paper mache dress out of the newspaper cuttings from the event. She'll probably win it. I'm not going to lie, only because the event and the awards that she's entered, or beauty competition, whatever it is, they're probably loving all this free press for their event. So they'll probably fix it. She'll win it. She is one ugly fucking cunt.
Hey guys, well it looks like today seems to be a day for audio leaks. We've got Fearne McCann and David Walliams. What you just heard there was an audio leak of allegedly Fearne McCann making derogatory comments about Sophie Hall. Now who is Sophie Hall? Well, Sophie Hall was one of the victims of Fearne McCann's ex-boyfriend Arthur Collins, who, if you recall, went into a nightclub in Dalston in 2017 and threw acid over loads of people and is currently in jail for 20 years because of it. So we know that this is Sophie Hall being referenced in the audio because the voice talks about this woman wearing a dress made of newspaper clippings, which is exactly what Sophie Hall did when she was going to become Miss England. And she wore this dress having survived all the various scars from the acid that burnt her, and was trying to make a statement about restoring her confidence after the acid attack. So this is not good if it really is Fearne McCann. Yeah, it's terrible. As you heard for yourself, why would you say such horrible things about someone, especially after they've been through such a horrendous ordeal at the hands of someone you obviously knew very well? Now moving on to David Walliams, this is a really interesting one, and sadly there is no actual recording of this audio. What we have is a transcript from The Guardian of David Walliams making derogatory comments about contestants, and the first one is an insult and the second one is really quite creepy. So let's have a look at this. This is all Britain's Got Talent related. Have a look at this with me. We'll read what he said out loud. I won't say the swear words. So the offensive comments made by David Walliams were apparently made during a 2020 recording of Britain's Got Talent, and The Guardian has reported this exclusively based on what was recorded on the mics. So here we go, this is what they say. One of the incidents captured in the transcript involved an older performer who engaged in some light-hearted banter with the judges, in which he made a jibe about Walliams. After an unsuccessful audition, the pensioner walked off stage. When he was out of earshot, the transcript suggests Williams described him as a C-word 3 times. And that's nice, isn't it? A pensioner. Call a pensioner the C-word. How kind, how respectful, how polite. The other incident occurred shortly after a female contestant auditioning on the same show had walked off stage. When her performance was over, Walliams remarked, "She's like the slightly boring girl you meet in the pub that thinks you want to F them, but you don't." Walliams reiterated, "She thinks you want to F her, but you don't." He then added, "I know, she's just like, oh, F off. I was saying she thinks you want to F her, but you don't. It's the last thing on your mind, but she's like, yep, I bet you do. No, I don't. I had a bit of a boner, but now it's going. It's now shriveled up inside my body." How lovely. It's so nice, isn't it? Children's author and all-round entertainer, David Walliams. I mean, I just don't understand this. I think, the trouble is that firstly, it's incredibly disrespectful. That's obviously highly misogynistic, and we also don't know how old was this female contestant. And I just think, when you do a show like Britain's Got Talent, because it's so hugely popular, you're meeting people from all walks of life. But as I'm sure we can all agree if you've watched the show, you're also meeting sometimes some quite vulnerable people. People who have a talent in a particular area, but are vulnerable nonetheless. And I think saying those things about them is just mean, it's just unpleasant, and it kind of casts a dark shadow over the whole show. I mean, I don't like the show anyway, and I really am not a massive David Walliams fan. I've always found him rather off-putting, and I found him always quite unsettling. But this just goes to kind of confirm that in a way that you think if he's saying this behind these people's backs, what on earth else is he saying when some of these contestants come and go? But there you are. That's what's been reported. We have no recording of that. I'm sure at some point in the next few days a recording may leak, or knowing the fact that David Walliams is so wealthy, he's probably got his lawyers to put an absolute stop to it ever leaking out. And he's apologised profusely and blah blah blah. And he'll probably be on the next series, and he'll produce a book just in time for Christmas, and he'll have another drama on TV at Christmas, etc, etc. You know how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.